10 Airport Travel Hacks for 2025. Must-know flying tips. You ever hear the wild stat that airport wait times jumped so fast in 2025 that some passengers now spend longer in the terminal than on the actual flight? The part that still blows my mind is that half of those hours could be avoided with a few smart tricks that most travelers still have no idea exist. Today, I am diving into the kind of airport travel hacks that make flying feel less like a chore and more like a cheat code you quietly unlocked. And yes, I am also sprinkling in the "I learned this the hard way" moments so you do not fall into the same traps. Let us jump straight into the most useful tricks of 2025 that will actually make your next trip smoother. Using the hidden fast-track hours. There is this quiet little secret almost nobody talks about. Airports still have dead zones of time where security lines collapse from chaotic oceans into calm streams, and finding those windows is basically like skipping the line at an amusement park. The funny part is that we all assume airports are busy 24/7, but in 2025, data from travel apps shows dips at oddly specific moments, like right after early morning business flights take off, or later in the evening when families finally stop flooding the place. And if it does not line up with your schedule, at least you will feel like you knew something secret about the place instead of just showing up blind. Imagine that little victory at the start of your trip. Already feels better, right? Mastering the two-bag shuffle. You know how airlines keep getting stricter about personal items, but somehow the overhead bins keep shrinking like they are on a diet? This is where the two-bag shuffle comes in. And no, it is not a dance move, though honestly airports could use more dancing. It is when you pack a tiny compressible tote inside your personal item, so when you get to the gate and the agent gives that look, the one that says, "You better make that bag microscopic," you can split your stuff instantly without wrestling your luggage in front of strangers. It keeps your sanity intact, your belongings safe, and your pride preserved because nothing humbles a traveler faster than repacking underwear in public. This trick has saved me enough stress to consider teaching it in schools. The snack strategy that saves you from airport prices. There is always that moment when you smell the airport food and your wallet starts sweating before you even reach the counter, and 2025 prices are somehow even more legendary. This is why I started treating snacks like strategic armor, packing things that do not get crushed, do not melt, and do not make TSA point at me like I brought something illegal. It is a small hack, but it adds a weird amount of control back into the chaotic circus that is airport dining. Plus, your stomach will thank you when you are not eating $6 crackers. Choosing the right seat. Before you even enter the airport seat, selection should honestly be considered an Olympic sport with how strategic it is becoming in 2025. Some seats charge you more, some give you fake extra space, and others practically turn into social experiments depending on who sits near you. I learned to stalk the seat map like I am watching stock prices, checking back every few hours because seats actually shift as people change their minds or get upgrades. There is a strange thrill to refreshing the app and suddenly seeing a better seat open up, like it is destiny smiling at you. And honestly, choosing the right seat can make the whole airport experience feel like you are already winning before the plane even takes off. The portable charger that saves you from outlet drama. If you have ever hovered near a charging station like a buzzard waiting for someone, anyone, to unplug, you know the airports in 2025 turn outlets into rare natural resources. I used to be that person sitting on the floor pretending it was comfortable, but then I realized the real hack is carrying a portable charger with actual battery power instead of the cheap ones that die faster than confidence during turbulence. It is such a small upgrade, but it makes airports feel less like waiting rooms and more like spaces you can actually explore without fear of your phone turning into a brick. Knowing the sneaky quiet spots. Every airport has that one random corner that is quieter than the rest, usually hidden behind a bookstore, near an unmarked hallway, or in a gate area nobody uses until late flights appear. Discovering the quiet spot feels like stumbling onto a secret lair, and once you find it, you never forget it. Kind of like a personal safe zone in a video game. The worry is getting too comfortable and missing your flight, but the good thing is apps now buzz loud enough to wake someone from a nap. It is one of those underrated hacks that somehow makes a huge difference. Checking terminal layouts. Before you go, airports can feel like mazes designed by someone who enjoys watching people run in circles. And that is why checking the layout before arriving feels like cheating the system. You would think it ruins the spontaneity, but honestly, knowing where the good coffee is before you even arrive is one of life's finer joys. The concern is that it might seem like over-planning, but the payoff is avoiding those panicked speed walks where you drag your suitcase behind you like a rebellious pet. This little planning step makes the airport feel like a familiar place rather than an obstacle course, and it sets the tone for a way smoother day. The boarding group mindset. Trick boarding groups have become this emotional roller coaster where people fight for position as if the plane will magically run out of space in seconds, which sometimes happens but not as often as people panic about. I started treating boarding like a mindset game. Instead of rushing, I wait until the herd thins out, saving myself the stress of squeezing past people who pack like they are moving houses. Plus, walking onto the plane calmly instead of aggressively elbowing into line feels way more civilized. This mental trick keeps the whole airport vibe smoother, and suddenly boarding feels less like a competition and more like you are strolling into a movie theater. Using wearable tech. Smartly wearable tech in 2025 makes airports feel borderline futuristic if you use it correctly. Your watch can show boarding passes, give flight alerts, track bags, tell you the weather at your destination, and even remind you to hydrate like it is your personal flying assistant. The only intimidating part is worrying that you will accidentally tap the wrong screen and open something embarrassing while showing your pass to the agent. It adds a small layer of convenience that really stacks up when everything around you feels slightly chaotic. The more you use it, the more you wonder how you ever traveled without it. The final pre-flight ritual. Every traveler develops a personal ritual, even if they do not realize it. Some double-check their passport, some sip water, some take a deep breath like they are about to run a marathon. In 2025, having a good ritual actually helps ground you amid all the airport noise. It sounds silly, but the worry of forgetting something melts away when your mind goes into that little checklist that becomes second nature. It is a simple habit that gives your brain a moment of calm before the flight, making the whole airport experience feel a lot less overwhelming. Sometimes the smallest routines make the biggest difference. Drop your best personal trick in the comments too, because half the fun of traveling is learning from each other's chaos. And if you want more videos that make your trip smoother, smarter, and honestly just less stressful, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one.